Shield yourself. And what I mean by shielding yourself, I mean protecting your heart. Not everybody needs to know your wins. Not everybody needs to know your losses. You don't need everybody to come into your life and understand you. It's okay being misunderstood. You don't need to be understood by everybody that you know. Because when you grow your relationship with Christ, when you grow your relationship with God, the more you will begin to be more misunderstood, right? It's okay if some people can't comprehend your relationship with God. It's okay that if you try to tell them your experiences, that they may not understand, right? The best thing for you to do is let them see God walking through you. And the only way that they can see that is you putting yourself out there, is you displaying those actions, right? Displaying the actions of Christ and following his teachings, right? And understanding that you must forgive others, you must respect others, you must treat other people with kindness, right? You must learn not to curse at other people just because they made you feel upset or because they disrespect you, right? And I know it's hard, I know it's easier said than done, right? Because we are human, we are flesh, we have emotions, we have desires, right? Guarding your heart doesn't only mean protecting yourself from evil, right? It also means protecting yourself from people that you know aren't worthy to be in your life anymore. People who are willing to bring you down, right? That's what it means to be a follower of Christ, you know, not to just deny your flesh or to get closer to him each and every day, but to guard yourself, right? It's important that you put on the armor of God and that you carry that cross daily. And not to only carry that cross, but make sure that you are protected by the Lord, right? It's okay to thank God in your prayers. It's okay to ask God for certain things in your life that you need. But make sure that you ask for his protection. Make sure that you ask for him to protect you on a daily basis. Because we don't know if you're going to live tomorrow, right? I know it sounds crazy, but that's how deep this is, right? Life doesn't care about you, right? It can leave you at any given moment. You can wake up today and be fine today, and tomorrow can just be gone just like that. That's the way life works. And in order for you to prevent that, you must ask God for protection, right? And don't be selfish. Don't just ask God to protect you. Ask him to protect your loved ones. Ask him to protect your family members as well. Ask him to even protect your enemies. Because it's important that as followers of Christ that we forgive them. We forgive our enemies to the point where they're not our enemies anymore, right? Learn how to forgive others to the point where if somebody does you wrong and they're considered your enemy, the moment that you forgive them and the moment that you start to let things go, they start to become less enemies, more of not friends but acquaintances, right? They start to become more of disciples rather than your enemies, right? Because of the fact that you are leading them into the right direction. The moment you start forgiving somebody, that's when they start forgiving others as well, right? Because you're leading them, right? As a man, what it means to be a leader is not only to take that first step, but to take that first step and knowing that it's the right step, right? And to take that first step with no ego involved, right? With no anger involved, right? Taking that first step humbly. And what that means is if somebody hurts you, if somebody does you wrong, and if y'all having some type of argument or whatever, The person who just says, I take accountability, right? The person that speaks calmly and respectfully, no matter what type of words are being said, no matter how that person is being disrespected, the moment that person humbles himself and understand that this argument is meaningless and it's not moving us forward to God, that's when that person becomes a leader, right? Because you're leading them away from damnation, right? You're leading them away from the wrath that's going to occur from that specific type of argument or that fight or that disconnection or whatever it may be. Just because you are humbling yourself, just because you're taking accountability, that's how deep it is. I know some of y'all be going on social media, so some of y'all be going on Instagram and TikTok and looking at all these type of Christians and their lives, thinking that they have it all good, but it's really not. It's not that way at all. In fact, when you're a follower of Christ, things will be harder. And that's the truth. Your life will be harder when you're a follower of Christ, just because of the fact that the devil doesn't want you to win. The more your faith grows within Christ, the closer that you get towards Christ, the more that you get attacked, right? The more problems are going to occur. The more things are just going to get a little bit harder, just because of the fact that you are elevating yourself spiritually, right? Your light is glistening more, your light is getting bigger, it's getting broader, right? That light of compassion, that light of kindness, right? The devil doesn't like that. And what he tries to do is he will try to give you thoughts and give you doubt, right? He'll try to decrease your faith in God. He'll try to whisper in your ear and tell you things like, maybe I'm not doing enough, or maybe this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm just worshiping something imaginary. Maybe I'm talking to something that is just in my head. When in reality, it's not that way. And we know that based on the events that's happening across the world, right? Everything that's going on around the world, wars, you know what I'm saying? The killings of Christians in Africa, right? There's a spiritual warfare going on. This war is not a physical war, it's a spiritual warfare, right? And the more that you get closer to Christ, the more that you will understand that. When you are a follower of Christ, you become a target. You have a target on your back. Every prophet, every king, every leader in the Bible has went through something, right? They have went through every single trial and tribulation to get to the point that they're at. And not one of them were they afraid. They wasn't afraid at all. No matter how many wicked spirits that came across them, they weren't afraid. And the Bible tells it tells us to literally not be afraid, over and over and over again. Why? Because you have God beside you at all times, no matter what. No matter what you go through, you will be there. You will be by your side at all times. And the more that you get closer to Christ, the more that you understand that it's okay to have a difficult life. It's okay if things don't go your way. It's okay if you're feeling down, if you have an anxiety or you're depressed. But understand that when you have those emotions, when you have those feelings, God knows what you're going through. And He just wants you to open yourself up to Him. He wants you to be vulnerable with Him. That's all He wants from you. And to be honest with yourself, right? If you know that you're doing something that you're not supposed to be doing, and you feel that conviction, and you feel that intuition, that thought in the back of your mind saying that you shouldn't be doing this right now, listen to that thought, right? Do not try to ignore that thought. Do not feed into temptation, Listen to that thought, listen to that voice, because that voice is your higher self speaking to you. That is your higher consciousness speaking to you, telling you things that you shouldn't be doing, right? The more that you listen to your higher self, the more you become your higher self. The more that you listen to God, the more you become Christ-like. And that's what Christ is telling each and every one of us to do. To guard our hearts, to protect our hearts, to follow Him, and understand that we shouldn't be afraid of what's going on, no matter how many demons, no matter how many nightmares and sleep paralysis, and no matter how many times that we're attacked, we have Him. And we'll be saved by Him each and every time. Why? Because He will never forsake us, right? He's our creator, right? And as a father, and if I have a child, I will do my very best to be in my child's life, because I'm the one that created him. And he shall feel loved by me because I'm his father. And I'll do anything in my power to let him know that I am by his side. With that being said, I'm going.